we need to address the Hopna situation. So a few years ago, kind of before our like really long hiatus, and back when Spotify was just giving us sponsorship deals like they were Hopna, right?
Sure.
We got a sponsorship deal from Hopna,
Right.
and we were like, you know what? It's from this Skinner guy. He seems like a cool humanitarian kind of dude. We can trust him, right? You know, generally not a big fan of big pharma, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You know, no ethical consumption under capitalism. You know, we got to make money somehow. Little did we know that like 3 years later, it turns out that in 30 days, Hopna is gonna turn everyone gay. So we didn't know that.
Sorry, guys.
We're sorry to all the straight folks out there who are about to become gay. We're sorry to all the gay folks out there who are going to become double gay.
It's kind of crazy that this is happening during Hetero Awesome Month.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of crazy that
exists. Is July Hetero Awesome Month now?
That's what they're trying.
I thought that they tried to take back June was the whole thing. But I'm a little bit misinformed on that. You know, I'm a woke mind virus and everything. But you know,
I don't think information really has much to do with Hetero Awesome Month, if I'm being real with you. I don't think a collection and comprehension of data and information is really the vibe they're going for Hetero Awesome Month. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. And speaking of information, this is How to Otaku, an anime podcast. I'm Josh.
Is that where we are? I'm Brogan.
I mean, what else is there to say apart from in 30 days everyone's going to become gay? Unless a brave group of 5 individuals with criminal backgrounds are coalesced together with their unique sets of skills to save the world from becoming gay.
The hacker.
The hacker.
The punch man.
The punch man.
The punch man, but with dreads. The child. And the woman.
Child.
Yeah. No, the hacker.
Oh, the hacker is the other child. That's right. Yeah. And woman.
And woman.
Yep.
I'm being facetious. Like, it's actually... I kind of do want to get into that since you retconned the bit into being Hopna to make you gay.
Yeah.
So
that's not what Hopna really does, apparently.
Well...
We're talking about Lazarus this episode.
Yeah.
Which recently finished airing on Adult Swim. You know, you can check it out on HBO Max, nay HBO Max.
And yeah, this is the final episode in our Shinichiro Watanabe miniseries, unless you watch the Patreon, and then you get one more.
Yeah.
So Lazarus, I kind of like Lazarus. I fuck with it. I kind of like Lazarus. I like Lazarus a little bit more than I have the past couple that we've done.
That is interesting.
Really?
Because I would say that, like, you know, you were kind of like light on the last couple of episodes, you know, and I was like, well, these are just like, you know, these are fun riffs on genres that I like.
Sure.
You know? Like, they're not reinventing the wheel, you know, they're not like these crazy genre fusions the way that his previous 3 series were, but like, they're doing a good job. They're getting the job done. They're telling coherent stories within these frameworks and having a good time while doing them. And so I'm having a good time. The problem with Lazarus, in my opinion, is that it does not tell a coherent story whatsoever. Personally. Which, like, that is not to say that there's nothing to recommend about it. If you just want vibes, it has vibes for days.
It has vibes.
It does.
Which, I mean, and that's what I like about it. It's like, it has enough of a story that I'm like, okay, I'm here with this. There's a really interesting premise. Mm-hmm. They start folding in some other stuff that's like really, like when they start folding in like, oh, the U.S. government is coming to kidnap, like that starts to get a little bit trite, but at the same time, like, it adds a layer of tension. It's a 13 episode show, so it's like you can't really go crazy without just like jumping the shark.
Yeah.
There's only so much time for setup, and so like I have some leniency with I don't want to say inconsistency, because I feel like they tell the story. I mean, I don't really. I guess Are we talking about how he was right next door to us the entire time?
I mean, that's kind of part of it, you know. Like, I mean, I don't normally tend to mind those kind of like really like deflating plot twists, because then I'm like, okay, what is the creator trying to tell me by doing the plot twist this way? And like, you know, that's whatever, that's fine. To me, it's more about like, the show is kind of what you expect for the first few episodes, right? You know, they're tracking down leads, and the leads don't lead exactly where you expect them to, but then like they find some other little thread to pull on for the next episode, you know, like, and that just keeps going on and on. But like, it kind of starts to reach a certain point where it's like, we're not really exploring this guy, or like hit the actual like trail of breadcrumbs that really involve him. It ends up involving like a lot of like government conspiracy shenanigans that, to be honest, do not hold water to me whatsoever. And it spends a lot of time on that. Like a majority of the second half is like, you know, government backrooms and stuff, and like who's betraying who, and it just like, it doesn't coalesce narratively in the way that I feel like it kind of ought to.
You're not wrong about that. I would feel like there's like an entire 2 more episodes that are just like the cleanup and the court procedural of like the you know, the consequences of these actions. But at the
last
same
12
time,
minutes
like,
do a lot of yada yada.
They kind of do. But again, I kind of fuck with it, because it's like, it's optimistic in a way that like I can jive with right now.
That's fair.
Because it's like, it's very real, and it's very blunt, and it's very like, it doesn't tiptoe around like the you know, the world is dying messaging. It's very much like,
no,
we
like
need to protect our environment, and like it's very blunt, and like hits you right on the head with
first 5
that.
minutes is like, you know, here's my message to the world: you're all fucked, or we're all fucked anyway. So here's a big virus to kill you all.
Right.
Goodbye.
and I like some of the things they do, where like at the very end, when Axel is like, so what do you think? Yeah. Like, wouldn't we all be better off if nobody found you? Mm-hmm. Or maybe not we, but the world would be.
Yeah.
And I fuck with that. Like, I fuck with the vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I fuck with the vibes heavier than I have for the past couple of shows.
Okay.
And everything past Bebop for me has been very heavily vibes based, right? Mm-hmm. So like Bebop is incredibly coherent.
Yeah.
It is one of one. It is a masterpiece. It is foolish to assume somebody could recapture that lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
This is taking enough of the vibes that I like, and it's like, it's like what I wish I watched instead of Terror and Resonance, honestly. Okay. Not instead of necessarily, but like it's very much like Terror and Resonance, but like broken version.
This feels very complimentary to Terror and Resonance in a lot of ways. Like, you know, just like, and also Cowboy Bebop the movie, which we will talk about later on. But like, all of those have kind of like a very similar premise, where it's like, there's a terrorist who's doing terrorist shit, but like, they're kind of in the right, or not in the right. Like, obviously don't do terrorism, but like, they have salient critiques of society, and like they have like the you know, they've just reached a reasonable nihilistic point where it's like, you know, okay, well, I guess I'll just do this shit because I gotta, you know?
Why couldn't Thanos just snap and double all the available resources?
That's a good point. Yeah. Because then he wouldn't be inevitable. He would just be some guy who gave you free food. he would be the Zoran Mamdani grocery store.
They're trying to give you government grocery stores. They're trying to turn this into communist China. And fucking China is doing a coup on itself too also. Have you seen this?
I've not been informed about Chinese news recently.
Xi Jinping got arrested.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I didn't keep up with it much further than that.
Winnie the Pooh is legal in China now. Congratulations to the state of China.
Congratulations to the Chinese Republic.
But like I will agree with you to an extent that like even up till like maybe until the last couple of episodes, I was like, I'm fucking with the vibe of the show. It's a fun watch to go through. I like that these kind of elements keep coming along, and it's like, but I need it to kind of all pull together by the end, right? The problem to me is that the end just doesn't all pull together, right? And like, it feels just like kind of unsatisfactory in its conclusion, right? Like there's the guy at the end who is like trying to do a coup on the government or whatever, right?
Right.
And like the two different military organizations are like pointing guns at each other, and then like the two leaders come out and they're like yapping and shit. But then it's just like handcuffs, get him out of here. It's just like what? That's how it ends. That's how that subplot ends? Okay. Sure, I guess. Bro told him to get his head out of his ass, and he did. The end.
He talked no jutsu to him. I don't see the problem.
Sir,
we
corrupt
all
government
die.
official, you are under arrest. Okay.
We all die in 8 hours. What is wrong with you?
That's the other thing, is that, like...
So much of that, and I will give you that, so much of that subplot is revolving around the idea that there is a large, shadowy government 3-letter agency that is, like, fully cool with everybody dying and will do everything that they can to make sure that it happens.
Not only that, there's just, like... So, in this kind of, like, apocalyptic situation where it's, like, everybody knows that they're about to die. It's not like a very like sudden sprung upon them thing. It's like we have a month, right? Apart from like the start of the first episode where you kind of start to see some anarchist shit going on, they really just do not explore the idea of like everybody knows that the world is ending.
Ooh, right? I know what we should do for a Patreon episode. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's a French movie. Literally about exactly that. Like, everybody knows the world is going to end in a week, and it's just kind of like a character study of a bunch of different people who know the world is going to end in a week. Okay,
you're not talking about Melancholia, are you?
Maybe.
The Lars von Trier film with Kirsten Dunst?
No.
But, I mean, I would be down to do that, but,
No. It's much older than this, and it doesn't have anything to do with Kirsten Dunst.
Okay, but while you try to figure that out, like it's like you see like there are just people doing their jobs, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you serving steaks at a steakhouse to this random guy when like you have maybe like 10 days left to like see your parents? Like, get your priorities straight. Oh, are you talking about Knowing? The Nicolas Cage movie?
No.
Okay. Even older than that, I guess.
Yeah. Is it Deluge? No. It's not like apocalyptic. It's just kind of like somber. On the beach.
I have not heard
I'm
of
pretty
this.
sure it's on the beach. No, it's not on the beach.
Oh.
Fuck, I'll find out. Don't worry about it.
Okay. August Patreon episode is some movie that Brogan can't remember the name of. Yeah, like, and that would be one. All of this would be one thing if like the characters were super interesting, right? Like, you know, if they just had like really dynamic personalities and were able to like, you know, really like pull the agency of the narrative along. But like, this show is really just like external stakes, right? Like, it is, the world is about to end, we need to do something about it, so we're all going to do something about it. There is rarely, if ever for a significant period of time, a character-centric goal, you know?
Right. And you do have moments of, like, I wouldn't even necessarily call it character development, but, like, revelation. Like, moments where we get to see things about characters and, like,
Yeah.
why they're in the situations they're in. And, like, we don't even get that for everybody, but we do for Chris.
For Leland.
We do a little bit for Leland. Not so much in, like, flashback like it was, but, like...
And then who's the hacker girl who was part of that cult?
Why am I forgetting her name? What the fuck?
Let me... Oh my god. IMDb, just let me use your fucking application.
Doug, Axel, Chris, Leland.
This is a great show. We're all just looking at our screens. Elena. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, like, we get explorations of their backstories a little bit, but, like, you know, the Chris subplot doesn't really go much farther than, like, you know, I have an old friend / maybe ex-lover who was, like, my handler in the Russian military. We reconnect, and she gets shot.
Capped, yeah.
She gets capped. Yeah, that's it, really. Like, you know, the cult situation is, like, the cult has been built around, like, this AI reconstruction of Skinner's brain or something. And then, like, they all just decide that they need to do the apocalypse of their own at some point. So they just, you know, fucking Midsommar themselves, and that's the end of it. Sorry for spoilers on that.
Yeah, I guess Midsummer spoilers. But I don't know. That's part of the charm of the show to me, I guess, as well, is kind of the world hopping, right? Because, like, very, very blatantly, the message is, like, we need to save the planet. We need to, you know, stop the, at this point, practically inevitable climate crisis. Like, we're in the climate crisis.
Yeah, like, this is
the climate crisis.
This is the closest to a relevant show he's ever produced, really.
Right.
Like, I mean... No, I won't say Terror and Resonance, because Terror and Resonance's, like, idea of terrorism is a little bit askew from how it works in the real world. But, like, you know, this is where, like, yeah, like, there are islands that were once occupied that are now not occupied, because I do like
they are fully submersed underwater.
And I do like that plot detail, that he was, like, he bought up all this fucking land so that everybody could get the fuck out. And it's like,
and it worked on me so good when it was Alina sitting in the fucking room with all the little snacks, and you got the little, like, interstitial cuts of everybody, like, on their way out and, like, talking to people in towns and, like, trying to, like, organize transportation out to these fucking GPS coordinates. And then you just have, like, which, like, this is another thing. All the technology that's evolved, like cell phones or just like a sheet of glass with two little projectors on them.
Yeah.
We've got drones that look exactly like birds. Cars are built like tanks.
Yeah.
Like all this crazy technology, and scuba gear is still exactly the fucking same.
Yeah. I mean, like, I kind of said this in the Cowboy Bebop episode, but, like, I love futurism that is, like, pretty conservative as far as, like, how far we're going to progress.
Right.
Because, like, you know, you read the articles about people 100 years ago as being like, we're going to have flying cars and we're going to be able to live on the moon. And it's like, no, we're not anywhere close to that. You know, we have all sorts of cool shit they couldn't have thought about in that time. But, like,
We also have new, horrible fucking eldritch creations of capitalism that nobody could have ever dreamed.
Yeah, we didn't get to live on the moon in a moon colony, but we did get the 3DS, so, you know.
We did get glasses-free 3D technology in your pocket.
Exactly. But, like, you know... but
it's like those motherfuckers were afraid of a train on a screen.
Yeah. But, like...
Ah!
Oh, no!
Ah, it's a train! It's coming right at me! Imagine what would happen if you gave one of those guys a fucking 3DS and Black Diablos from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate started running at him.
Breaking. 50 fucking 1920s Frenchmen have died of fright.
Bro, I want to go to the theater. If I had a time machine, I would go to the theater where they showed that movie for the first time, and all those people jumped out of the way of the train. And I would stand outside of the front door, and I would hand each person a 3DS as they walked past, and put them on the last level of Star Fox 64.
It's coming right at me, Cyber Blue. But yeah, like, you know, those are kind of the things where, like, that's the thing that he's always getting right. It's like, you know, those, like, just tiny little human moments.
Right. Just, like, out in the water. And Chris is just like,
yeah,
this is what the world is like without humans.
Yeah.
Just kind of like those, I guess, I've had that.
Yeah.
Just like out in nature. I've just been in nature, completely not a fucking power line in sight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, we're destroying. This is actively disappearing.
Yeah. Like,
this is all that existed for millions of years. And it is actively being destroyed so that I can say, Grok, is this real?
Yeah. And, like, that's the stuff that is interesting about the first half of the show. But then the second half, like, almost entirely drops these headier environmental ideas. And, in my opinion, just gets lost in the sauce of, like, the, you know, the what's going on in the government, who's betraying who. And it's like, I don't care about that shit.
The assassin plot and which, I mean, like, it looks great. It's really well animated. The fight scenes are dope. Like,
yeah, we should definitely talk about, like, some of the technical stuff. Like, so...
this is my favorite implementation I've ever seen of 3D and 2D in a television animation.
It really is quite excellent.
It's exact. I mean, it is... There are some scenes where it looks a little silly, like the scenes where it's the bald guy and the director talking in his office, and the camera is panning, and the desk has like 3D depth to it, and you're like, come on, you're just showing off now for no reason.
Yeah.
But like when Axel is in the prison in the first episode, Axel's running through the prison, and the camera is weaving through the fucking like railing bars and shit. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, it is. And it's like, you can tell it's 3D, but it looks incredible. Like, it's not like an instance of like Berserk where it looks bad because it's poorly implemented 3D. You can tell it's 3D, but it just works. It looks great. They did a great job.
Yeah, and like another big part of that is the fact that they brought in Chad Stahelski, the guy who has been the stunt designer and director of the John Wick movies. So, like, he's bringing all of that, like, you know, judo and parkour influences into the action scenes.
Right.
While also, like, this isn't me saying that anime fight scenes are done poorly. This is not me saying that. But, like, the way that an animated action sequence and a live action sequence are filmed are two separate things. They just tend to be edited and shot and framed and just composed differently, right? This is the closest I've ever seen an animated movie just really feel like an actual action movie that I would be watching, like, on a fucking Thursday.
Yeah, outside of like 5 scenes in Cowboy Bebop, yeah. 100%.
And like even Cowboy Bebop is quite excellent, but like it gets
this is something else.
Cowboy Bebop is like a little bit more flashy than this most of the time, I think. Like this has a really grounded sense where it's like characters are almost entirely not doing things that are like insane and like breaking the laws of reality, which is again another problem I have with the last episode, but you know, we'll get to that. But for the most part, it really like has like a very like grounded feel, right? Like there's the elevator fight sequence where like
he's so claustrophobic.
Yeah,
his back is on the camera for half of the fight, and the other half of the fight, the camera is like phasing through it. Like the camera will poke just to the other side of his chest, and you'll see his like arms and like kicking out. It's crazy.
It is insane. Like, and again, it's one of those things where it's like I can say all the shit that I want, but like it's a fun hang to watch, right? Like it is extremely fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
You know, and like at its best, it is a good Mission Impossible movie. That's my pitch, is that like if you watch the last 2 Mission Impossible movies and we're like, this is kind of getting like a little bit like off the rails and a little bit too much like, you know, Tom Cruise, you've got to save the world by doing insane stunts, the movie, you know, like Lazarus is a better version of that. Not a perfect version, you know, but it's good. It's good.
It is more coherent. You said this earlier, a lack of coherence. Mm-hmm. It is more coherent to me than any of the Mission Impossible movies which I've seen. Now, that being said, I've only seen the last 2 Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah. You mean Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning, or Fallout and Dead Reckoning?
Oh, fuck. Fallout and Mission Impossible. I didn't even realize there were 2 new ones.
Oh. So which ones have you seen?
Fallout and Mission Impossible.
Fallout and Mission Impossible?
Yeah. Yeah, right? No. Fallout and... What was the one that was just before Fallout?
Rogue Nation.
What was the one with those after Fallout?
The one that was after Fallout was Dead Reckoning.
I've seen Rogue Nation.
Okay. All right.
I've seen Fallout and Rogue Nation.
Fallout is really good. Fallout is excellent. Rogue Nation is a little bit like...
That's the one where fucking... Fallout's the one where Henry Cavill goes...
No, Fallout's that one. Rogue Nation is the one where he's on the motorcycle. He goes...
It goes under the fucking... Yeah.
But,
And then he does the Akira... No, wait.
No, that one's Mission Impossible 2. That one's John Woo.
He does the Akira slide in Mission Impossible?
He probably does it in one of them. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Vegas.
Anyways, like, back to this. It's like, you know, neither of them have, like, particularly great, like, stories, right? Like, you know, at the most, it'll be, like, Dead Reckoning is kind of about how AI is invading, and, you know, like, there's, like, if we don't do something about it, our world is just going to be, you know, controlled by this homunculus. But, like, that's about as deep as it goes. Right?
This doesn't mean anything to you, I don't think, but the politicking bits of this are very, like, recent Call of Duty.
Okay.
That's all there is. I don't have anything to say beyond that. It's just very recent Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell, that just clicked to me. It's mostly because there are so many scenes of main character handler talking to a government agency guy that is like overseeing program. It's just like kind of coded the same, but it's also like it's just popcorny enough that it's like if you know what it is and you're not really begging it to be some sort of like real deep political procedural, which like I don't want that. And it's like the parts that are political procedural are the parts that are less interesting to me.
Yeah.
But like even then, it's just popcorny enough, and it's just like it's not even tangential. They are most of the time just talking about what the rest of the characters are doing. So it's kind of just like, I wish I was watching them, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, nom 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 nom. 13 episode show, popcorn.
Yeah. Like, I think the standout episode is the nightclub episode.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Like, it's the one where it's like, maybe it's just because it has like the most Cowboy Bebop kind of feel to it, but it's like, there's one particular place, there are people we're looking for, we've got to figure out a plan to get inside and get to them and stuff like that, and it has a lot of fun playing around with that.
Right.
Like, that is like the key episode, and also like just shitting on dickhead tech bros, like the part where Axel like jumps on the end of that
on the boat,
or the helicopter while it's sinking is like,
he's like, give me that shit.
He's
like, I'm not giving you this shit.
Eyes.
The other guy grabs it. He's like, fuck you, man. Give it to him. Save me. And he's like, fuck you guys. Dunk.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
It is really good.
It's pretty.
Shit.
It's super well animated. It's really just, I mean, like, the vibes are just there. It's got enough tension to pull you through it. Because again, it's only 13 episodes. It's super short. It's not the shortest thing we've ever covered, but it's
5 hours long. You could get through
It's a weekend.
Yeah, you can get through it in the exact same amount of time as it takes for you to watch the last 2 Mission Impossible movies. Maybe even a little bit less.
It's a week. It's one night if you're crazy.
Less if you skip the intro and end credits stuff.
Yeah, even
episodes. Which like sometimes I don't do because the fucking intro song is awesome.
Which, like, what's up with the end credits baiting like everybody's dead bodies?
I think it's just a vibe. It's just like, this is what the world's gonna. I mean, this is what the world's gonna be.
This is what we're looking forward to.
Yeah, exactly. Can we talk about the stupid ass plot twist at the very end?
Is it really that much of a plot twist? Are you talking about
the plot twist?
That they? Oh, you guys were all at the airport, and so you're immunized.
Yeah, it's just like.
But it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
anything.
Because
they still solve it anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Why would you create this crazy coincidence if it doesn't have any like narrative through line, right? Like, I don't know. It's those little things that bother me, and like I've seen people who have like actually like stuck through the show and talk about it kind of get bothered by.
Well, definitely. I mean, like I get that. I thought about it. It just didn't really stick to me as like this show is like 7% worse because of this. It was just like just kind of like, oh, and they were all at the airport, I guess. I hope they still save the world.
Yeah,
they do still save the world.
Yeah,
damn shame that it's. Oh my god, I actually did kind of get choked up a little bit when they get down there and he's like sitting on the chair, like next to the river, and he's like, they're like, "Hey man, you doing all right? We found you. Do you have the cure? Did you not take the cure?" He's like,
"It's in here."
And then he writes it down, and it gives you like a shot where he's writing it down, and you see his eyes, and they're like filled with stars, and it's like, well, shit, it's too late for him now.
And that's the other thing. Like, I'm not a chemist. I'm not like, I'm not gonna say.
It would take more than 3 hours to develop and release a cure to all the people.
Well, not only that, I promise I'll stop being CinemaSins for a second here, but like. If it was so simple that he can write it down on a piece of paper in like 10 seconds. That he can
memorize the chemical composition and then write it down on a single notepad piece of paper, yeah.
Then how is it that like nobody would have, that like no chemist would have been able to crack it? And I'm going to stop being CinemaSins. I'm going to stop being CinemaSins because like they told the story they wanted to tell.
He's the new Einstein. He found... Well, first of all, he developed a drug that could cure any disease. If you want to really be a nitpicky chemist, we can be CinemaSins for a second. Hang on. And like actually CinemaSins it out. The motherfucker made a miracle drug that could cure any disease, make it so that you couldn't feel any pain, could fix you could cure depression, could fix anything. But then also, oops, it's it's poisoned and it has a deadline on it where at exactly this many days after taking your first dose, not affected by any further usage, but like after the first dose, you are immediately on a clock that never. Like. It's all like it's magic. It's not drugs. It's magic.
Yeah. Yeah, like again, there's little things in this show that bug me, and like I think that like if the characters were a little bit more interesting and a little more developed, I would give it a lot of that other stuff more leeway, because it's like
I would
if I am ride or die for Axel, you know, I can be with that dude through anything.
If I wanted this poster but with Lazarus characters on it, then like this show would be way further up here. Exactly. So like the characters, they don't really feel like they all get enough time to breathe.
Yeah. Which is kind of.
And I know this is half the length of Bebop, but like I still feel like there are the moments that we do get could have been stronger.
Yeah.
Which, like, I like their characterization. They all feel unique and different, and they all are cool, and I like them all.
Yeah.
But I'm not fucking in love. Like, there's not an Alphonse Elric, you know, that I would throw hands to a motherfucker in real life for if they talk shit about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Axel Umberto is kind of a fucking Mary Sue. Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Leland is probably not skilled enough to actually be on the team. Yeah, you're right.
Why is Leland there?
Yeah, because, like, he's the one guy on the team where it's like, you know, he's a kid and he is not the hacker. He is not the super genius hacker, so why is he here? You know?
And it's only revealed at, like, episode 9 that his family has buku bucks.
Yeah. And, like...
But that's not even a problem because they're funded by the American government. So, like...
Yeah, it's more about, like, you know, just, like, having one connection that helps them in an episode, right? Like,
it's like,
you know...
Thank God he does, but, like...
Yeah.
Other than that, he literally testifies against the group in a court hearing.
That's why you always have a Nepo baby on the team. You never know what kind of shit they can pull for you.
Which, like, he also, like, double crossed because, like, he did go and testify against them, but then he was just like, well, I mean, yeah, we went to go save one of our members because she's fucking important, and there's 5 of us, and nobody else is helping, and so, like, we need everybody we can get to find this guy because, like, why are we the only 5 people on the entire fucking planet trying to find him?
That is also kind of insane to me. That's like, these are the 5 people, and they're the only 5 people who are doing anything about this, really? Like, what is going on? Like, and there are no other governments that seem to be, like, doing their own little operations to find Skinner. It's just like, it's the Suicide Squad we got at home, kind of.
It kind of is, but also, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I keep going back to it. I really do think that, like, if somebody came on TV and said, "Hey guys, I'm the inventor of Tylenol. If you've taken Tylenol, you're gonna die in 30 days."
Yeah.
I think most people would just kind of stick to their routine and give up.
Maybe.
They would just, like, okay, well, I'm just gonna live out my life.
If the show wanted to explore a little bit of that, like, well, I guess that's what it is.
And and I will take that criticism. I would have loved for it to explore that aspect of it more, but and it doesn't.
Yeah.
But that's the read I get, I think.
Yeah. Like, you know, I can definitely understand that, especially since, like, I remember, like, you know, fucking October of 2020 listening to the New York Times podcast, and they're like, 1 million people in America have died of COVID. We have reached that milestone, and I'm just like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna keep fucking laying bricks or whatever I'm doing today.
Right, like, well, time for me to bend this pipe and run the conduit through it, or bend the conduit and run the wire through it.
Hey, fucking construction boys over here.
Fucking construction guys, am I right?
We're doing construction podcasts.
Hey, I'm gonna. Do you mind if I get on my little construction soapbox for just a second?
Sure, go ahead.
Look, I get the electrician princess jokes are funny and all, and I definitely had a messy work site from time to time. But like none of the rest of you motherfuckers have the threat of instant death at the wrong end of a pair of pliers. Like
that's true.
If I make one wrong move, I'm fried and just gone, you know? And like, I don't know. Felipe with the drywall doesn't really have to worry about that.
That's true. Though
Josh with the bricks don't really got to worry about that.
When you're sanding drywall, the dust on that is fucking rancid, dude. It's
They
bad.
got respirators for that. I can't really wear a fucking Faraday suit just every day all the time.
Try. Why would
yeah, imagine what they'd say then.
Anyways.
Oh, look at fucking Tesla over here.
Yeah, so like this show to me is like it's kind of a Fabergé egg. It's like it's really pretty, you know, you can appreciate it from a distance, but like if you actually kind of go in to expect it, it can kind of crumble, you know?
Well, sure.
Like, and I don't feel the same way about his other shows that way. And I was kind of digging into it, and, you know, I'm not going to create any kind of, like, crazy, like, I'm not going to try to predict exactly how this went down, but, like, the lead writer...
This is what Josh says moments before he predicts exactly how this went down.
The lead writer, Keiko Nobumoto, who has been working on Shinichiro Watanabe's shows and basically been like the narrative lead since Cowboy Bebop onward, she was working on the scripts for the show and the story and everything and died of cancer like before they started production.
Oh my god, I had no idea.
So like kind of some of the half-baked ideas is like it kind of makes sense when you have like the one person who you're trusting the entire narrative structure to pass in the middle of getting her work done, you know? Like it's unfortunate. Damn. You know? And like that's why I'm not going to be like super harsh and be like, "Oh, this show sucks because plot holes." And it's like, no, like all things
I didn't even know it had an excuse and I was sitting here batting for it.
All things considered, like, you know, this is not the worst way you could spend 5 hours. You know?
Really
like,
not.
Really not. Like,
you could watch season 1 of fucking Sword Art Online.
You definitely could.
That would suck. I'm sorry if you did that instead.
And that's why on August 12th, we're getting back to Sword Art No. But yeah,
put the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! -999.
Exile your cards. Anyways, like, I don't know. I don't know if I have much more to say about it than that. Like, oh, one thing I did want to say is, Watanabe has always had like a lot of queer representation in his shows, right?
Yeah, I was going to ask you specifically about this because you said in the past, like I think literally in the last episode, like, wow, we had some really great queer representation and it's kind of gone really downhill in every subsequent series that we've watched. So like,
I don't know if it's been downhill in that, but like, if you're taking the Watanabe universe and you're like putting it out on a timeline, right? So like Samurai Champloo is on the way end of this side, and then Space Dandy is all the way on the other side, and you're looking at everything sequentially. It's like homophobia gets worse in his universe over time. Like it starts off with like we're standing up for the gays, right?
Sure.
You know, we're gonna let this.
We'll kill men in the streets for trifling with gender ambiguous.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, but then, like, we go on, and it's like, Cowboy Bebop, it's like, you know, they treat,
Gren
pretty fairly, you know, but, like, there's also, like, some really weird, like, drag representation, right, you know?
Sure.
Especially in the movie. The movie is really weird. We'll get to that. But...
Sure.
And then, like, Carol and Tuesday is like really hit or miss, you know, it's sometimes good and sometimes really, really bad. And then like Space Dandy, it's like there's no gays. What happened to the gays?
We should have done that one during Straight Pride Month because holy shit.
That's a very straight show.
That's a very straight show.
It's a very straight show.
It's
almost so straight that it becomes gay.
It's kind of homoerotic in some senses. Like it's very like it's very like self-fascinated in the male physique because there is almost every excuse they have to get dandy naked. But
and he finds boobies disappointing and he wants to talk about that ass. And it's like anybody can have that ass.
And then at the universe reset, it's all about the thighs.
The thighs. Exactly.
He had an awakening.
He's getting lower and lower. The next
he's gonna
be a foot guy.
The Space Dandy reboot opens with how he's talking about feet. Oh my god.
That's the one directed by Quentin Tarantino. But yeah, back on topic.
It was a teenage wedding. I don't know why that is that in a Tarantino?
I don't know.
I swear to God, that's in Pulp Fiction. I was trying to shoot for the one that was in Reservoir Dogs, but that'll work.
Okay, but Lazarus is like pixel perfect as far as that is concerned to me. It's like there's a trans character early on. They meet up with or they're looking for this person.
They're like, "Where's Jimmy?" He was like, Jimmy's not here anymore. I'm Jill.
I'm Jill, and it's like, "Oh, you're Jill.
Yo, what up, Jill?"
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it should be when you learn an old acquaintance is trans. It's like, okay, cool. Want to like fucking get some food and like
you want to drink a beer or
and like confide in me some government secrets or something?
Anybody have a bowl? We can smoke. I brought some.
But yeah, and then like there's the aforementioned nightclub episode where he's got to do drag, but like they don't make it alluring or too like fucking embarrassing or whatever. It's just like and then like one of the fucking creeps thinks he's cute, and it's like, well, okay, I guess it's working. Good for you. Go on.
Ironically, exactly the same as Final Fantasy VII.
Exactly. But yeah, like, and I don't know how much of that is that, like, the show was, produced in collaboration with Adult Swim, and they're like, okay, we kind of have to, like, make sure that this is appropriate for what Americans expect.
Sure.
Because, like, I don't want to say that Japan is all one specific way, but, like, the trend I've been seeing is that it's a little bit more like, we can be a little bit meaner to the gays over here, I guess. A little bit more explicitly on public television.
It's weird because they are pretty openly accepting of like an accepted, I don't want to say necessarily third gender, but like definitely gender ambiguity has an established place in the culture.
Yeah.
But they also aren't super happy about gay people.
Yeah.
Which, like, I think a lot of people justify on, like, declining birth rates. But, like,
yeah,
we've done studies all over the world. Gay people don't really have much to do with declining birth rates.
Yeah. If you're gonna say that's like a declining birth rates thing, it's probably just like they're not happy that people are coming out as gay because the birth rate is declining, right? That's like, we need more babies and you guys are not making babies. That's upsetting to us. That would be the logic I would have with that. I don't know if that's necessarily...
I don't know. I've never sat down to try and put logic behind it. I've just said homophobe and moved on.
I think that somebody who lives in that country should put together that research and tell us about it instead of us two dipshits in a garage. Trying to spitball.
The, like, 32nd out of 50th most educated state.
Yeah.
In the
it's
what,
not
like...
our fault. It's not our fault. We're trying our best.
In the what, like... 11th most educated country out of 30-something first world nations.
First world nations. Anyway.
Yeah, how do we even qualify for that? We don't have health care.
But yeah, anyways, Lazarus, it's good. It's all right. You should check it out. You know?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Very happy to have seen it. Very happy to have done this miniseries. And as we're wrapping up this miniseries, I want to ask you, 6 shows. What's your ranking? Just vibe it out. You don't have to think about it too hard.
Terror and Resonance.
Okay.
Carol and Tuesday.
Okay. He's thinking about it. Interesting.
Yeah, I have thoughts sometimes.
I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of things.
It's hard. Samurai Champloo.
Okay. Okay.
Lazarus. Those two could be interchangeable, I think.
There's 2 more.
Yeah, Bebop and Dandy.
Okay, so is Bebop 1 and Dandy 2?
No, yeah, Bebop 1, Dandy 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Cool. Yay! Oh, okay.
Yeah. You should go put me on a fucking platform and
Thank you for listening, everyone. Please remember to rate.
rank these shows in order.
Cooking for his opinion. Leave me alone. Okay. My ranking is Lazarus. Respectable. Like, again, 6 out of 10 show. I respect.
Right, this is a lot like what I say with like JoJo's.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like there's not a bad show in this group.
Yeah.
They're all great. They're all very good, like bare minimum.
Yeah.
They're an excellent, perfectly acceptable way to spend a weekend, bare minimum.
Yeah.
But we're going from like pretty good to literal fucking masterpiece.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lazarus. Samurai Champloo. Let me think about this for a second. Terror and Resonance. Carol and Tuesday. Space Dandy. Cowboy Bebop.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah. Like, you know, we kind of shuffle a little bit, but like we get to the same conclusion at the end, which is like we like the boys in space.
Dandy and Bebop.
Boys in space.
Boys in space.
Have they ever considered doing boys in space in real life? Like actually getting some boys in space? That'd be crazy.
Like a fucking, oh my god, could you imagine like a reality TV show that's like Big Brother, but it's just like 5 dudes on a spaceship?
Yeah, but actually it's 4 boys and Katy Perry. Since she's an astronaut now.
But the twist is it's like a horror thing, and it's like the alien from Alien is on the ship, except legally distinct. It's like, oh my god, it's the alien from Alien. It's not the alien from Alien, but it sure does look like it. But still, we should run like it is the alien from Alien.
This extraterrestrial is legally distinct from the xenomorph from the Alien franchise. However, we at Wayland TV. Anyways. That was fun. Alright. And now, Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah. So this is, remind me, it is a remastered and abridged version of the original Dragon Ball Z show that is more intended to be of the same pace as the original manga. Is that correct?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Okay, cool. So, if you're mad at us that we're watching this instead of like the fucking 300 episode long original run,
I've done it. It's great. I'll never do it again. I'm not gonna make him. I'm not gonna make anybody who just sits down to watch this show casually do that. If you want to do it,
yeah,
have fun, please. I mean, there's a lot of filler. There's a lot of goofy extra shit that like really doesn't matter. Yeah. Snake Way takes forever. But
yeah,
Dragon Ball Z Kai is perfectly acceptable.
We want to knock this out in a few months, not in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, maybe I'll get around to watching the original show sometime. But like for now, I just want like what is the Dragon Ball Z experience that Toriyama wrote? You know.
Exactly.
So.
Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Super guy said something really interesting pretty recently.
He did. Okay. Did he say something bad?
I mean, it depends on how you view it. It's not like, oh, we should get this guy with a... Well, I mean, it's not like we should throw this guy in jail, but it's more like we should get this guy with pitchforks and with dead torches, you know?
What did this man say?
Everything's canon.
Okay.
Everything's canon. Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Everything is canon. Do I have fucking Budokai on this shelf? I do. Canon.
Budokai's canon. The Wind Rises is canon.
No. GT. You know anything about GT?
Nope.
That doesn't mean anything. GT is canon. I'm talking to you guys. GT is canon. All the games are canon. Dragon Ball Evolution is canon.
So,
I don't know what that means.
I think that means that we know what we're going to be doing at least 1 month of our Patreon soon.
No.
It's a short movie. It's not very long. And it's been a long while since we watched some hot garbage.
Something that made me feel pain.
Like, Uzumaki wasn't great, but like, that was like...
It has redeeming qualities.
That was a disappointment in terms of like expectations, right? This is actually hot trash.
Have you seen it?
I have not, but I have seen stuff about it. Oof. But yeah, we're starting the Saiyan arc, which is like the first 20 odd episodes of the show. So, you know, check around on us in 2 weeks for that, and then 2 weeks after that, what are we doing? I pitched something to you. You kind of seemed like about it. How do you feel? If we had more listeners, I would put it to the people. I would be like, what do you want to see? But, you know.
It would be so easy.
It would be so easy.
Cat gamer.
Yeah, and Dawn to Dawn Season 2 is not finished yet, so that's not on the table, unfortunately. Though, we're probably getting pretty close to the point where the episodes that are airing on Netflix are going to be not the episodes we saw in movie theaters, so we should probably keep an eye on that.
We should probably do Frieren.
We should?
We should probably do Frieren.
Okay. I mean, I'm down for anything, but, like, what's your specific, like, we have to do this now kind of thing?
From everything that I've heard, this is just the best thing that's come out in, like, the past 5 years.
I mean... Way to set my expectations, you know.
Listen, I part of me is like, we should watch Frieren so I can have a fucking dissenting opinion. But like,
but hey, wouldn't it be great if you were like, this is a masterpiece as well?
I would love it. I would love to watch another masterpiece.
You can't lose. If it's a masterpiece, you get to say it's a masterpiece. If it's not, you get to...
I get to say inflammatory things online and fucking engagement farm.
And that's what the internet is all about, you know? You're like the human version of Grok AI. You just get off on that shit. Except, you know, you don't say that.
Except I'm not Mecha Hitler.
You're not Mecha Hitler. He isn't Mecha Hitler, guys. Unfortunately.
I am not Mecha Hitler, and I do not purport to be.
We do not condone Mecha Hitler on this podcast.
God, I gotta go back and see if I like wrote Grok is based anywhere on the internet from back when he was doing the whole like Elon Musk is a failed fucking like.
I think we should all just delete our tweets and Twitter accounts. Honestly, we should just do it.
You know, I wish I was more active on Blue Sky, but it just doesn't have the same
we can't
pull.
come back from Mecha Hitler. Like, there were a lot of like red lines where it's like, this is not okay, but like Mecha Hitler
There's
is like
a lot of points
the big
where you
one.
can say like, yeah, this is my out, but like,
yeah, Mecha Hitler should be
when you're on the
everyone's
platform
out.
where the thing that thinks it is the platform says it's Mecha Hitler,
Yeah.
it's kind of like I think I played a video game about that one time actually.
Yeah, there's a video game or two about
There's a
Mecha
video
Hitler.
game or two about that.
Yeah. You know, there was also like some movie where there was a Mecha Hitler. Probably.
I think it's got something to do with dogs.
Yeah. You know. Day traders should be outside of Elon Musk's house right now demanding his head on a pike. I'm not inciting violence. I'm just saying like that would be a response that I could see happening if I were in that position. Anyways. So are we doing Frieren? I'm down to do Frieren if that's your vote.
I'm down to do Frieren.
Okay, so between the Saiyan arc and Frieza Part 1, we are doing Frieren, Beyond Journey's End.
Yep.
I don't know where to find that, but, you know, you guys have the internet.
You know where to find it.
You know, you find it. You know, it's okay. I think it's on Netflix in the U.S. Everywhere else, you know, I can't speak for the other, like, 300 countries on the planet, but, you know, it's around. You know, my understanding that is about, like, not an immortal elf. It's about an elf who is, like, outliving all of her friends. That's my understanding. So, like, you know, gonna get ready to bawl my eyes out. You know, I'm gonna find a nice couple bottles of wine to watch with this show. I think that would be a great thing to do.
Is this Mappa? I think this is Mappa.
Are we just straight lining Mappa? Because, like...
Oh, no, it's Madhouse.
Okay. Because, like, this was Mappa, Terror and Resonance was Mappa, Round and One Half was Mappa.
Hey, man.
You know.
What can I say? It's Mappa.
Mappa cooks.
Mappa cooks.
You know. We should do JJK sometime just to talk about, you know, Mappa killing a guy or whatever happened there.
Mappa killing a guy.
There was something where, like, JJK Season 2 happened and everybody was like, even
JJK...
by anime standards, they overworked us.
Yeah. They were really... Well, I mean, you just gotta see JJK to understand what they mean. You can... the blood, sweat, and tears are on the fucking screen. It's...
Yeah.
They work those people almost to death. Nobody died, I don't think, but
Hopefully
several
not.
people probably wanted to kill themselves, and several other people definitely quit.
Yeah.
But we got JJK Season 2 out of it, and it's kind of crazy.
You heard it on the podcast, folks. Anything is worth it if the end result is good.
I'm not a consequentialist. Don't say that. Don't get smart with me.
And on that note, thank you all for listening. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Thanks to anybody supporting us on Patreon.
Oh, fuck. We got to remember to do this at the beginning.
Yeah, we do. I mean, you could just cut this part where I'm just like, thanks for checking us out. If you want to listen to us talk about other shit, you can check out the Patreon. We got an episode coming up on some of, like, the ephemeral Watanabe stuff, you know, some of this stuff in anthologies.
The
and
wider
Cowboy Bebop the
oeuvre.
movie. You know, he did a Blade Runner short. That's kind of cool. You should check it out. You know, he also did some music video. I need to check that out, you know. But anyways, all of that stuff. We haven't decided exactly what we're doing in August, but we have a little bit of time to work that out.
Real.
But yeah, check us out on TikTok and Blue Sky. Our TikTok is at howtootakupod. And our Blue Sky is at howtootaku.com. Speaking of Blue Sky, I'm at JD Thorne at howtootaku.com. He's at Broken Live at howtootaku.com.
I'm fighting the world's smallest spider right now.
And speaking of howtootaku.com, if you want to check out anything related to the show, and if you need any links to anything, if you want to see our full schedule, if you want to look at some of our past episodes, it's all on howtootaku.com. Yeah.
I'm not kidding. This shit is like Shadow of the Colossus.
You kill one fly and Dr. Skinner comes out and he's like, "That's it! You're fucking done! I'm Crane the Drug!"
Dr. Skinner was just like, what if I made the Torment Nexus?
What
if I made the Torment Nexus and put it in Tylenol?
I like to think that he has an extremely specific line that needs to be crossed. Like, at some point, some kid is going to eat the chicken nugget that breaks the camel's back. And then he's like, we fucked up.
This far and no further. Everybody's already taken it. And I'm the only guy that doesn't have the cure.
Yeah.
Knows the cure. I'm gone. Bye, guys. It's probably when a certain ethno-state tries to blow up a tanker ship with a humanitarian activist on it.
Superman in August? Superman?
What the fuck?
Superman?
What does that have to do with...
because people have been saying that there's like a whole geopolitical side of that movie that's like interesting.
Super woke?
Super woke.
Woker man?
Woker man. With Nicolas Cage. No, not the LGBTs! Not the LGBTs!
Wait, is Nicolas Cage...
And the Wicker Man.
God I thought he was like... I thought that was you saying he was like homophobic or like...
No.
Not the bees! Not the bees! LGBTs.
Not the LGBTs.
Just one little last like tidbit for those of you that have stuck around till the end here.
Yeah, who have listened to our insane ramblings for what feels like an eternity in this very hot garage.
Speaking of insane, speaking of going crazy, speaking of losing one's fucking marbles, I've been home labbing. And what that means is, much like Icarus, I am flying far too close to the sun. The hubris of a man who says, "Fuck Netflix." God. It's been a process. It's so close to being perfect.
Though he has said this the past 5 days in a row.
I have said this the past 5 days in a row, and I've made very little progress since then. I've made very little progress since then.
This is why I do not use Linux and will never use Linux.
Okay. Defender. Having been a Windows and Mac only person my entire life, having only ever operated on operating systems that are locked down, and it's okay, we got your shit, and it is very refreshing to be given just a little set of training wheels on what Linux code looks like in one very specific context, right? I'm not even delving into the whole world that is Arch Linux or Nix OS or Kubernetes or any of that shit. Those are buzzwords to me. I have no idea what they mean.
They sound like slurs to me.
I'm using...
They sound like 1800 slurs that we have not heard in a very long time.
They kind of do. I'm using Debian and Docker Compose. And so, that's my one little wheelhouse where, I'm kind of finally starting to get my wheels about me where I'm okay, I kind of see how to, initially implement these things. I know how to kind of make them talk to each other. I know kind of how to configure them. If there's a problem, I might be able to fix it by myself. Yeah. Short circuit. And then I just like one problem happens in one program, and then it like dominoes into like 5 other problems I have to solve first.
Yeah. That's coding.
Gordian knot. But it's really rewarding.
Yeah.
In like a weird, fucked up, sadomasochistic kind of way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's torture. Every second of it, where it's like, I'm reading a 7-year-old Reddit thread about some other motherfucker that had the same problem as me once upon a time on like a deprecated version of the software, and just like trying to figure out how to implement the fix into the shit that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But when you get one little tangle out of that fucking knot, the dopamine is insane. So, like, if you have just the right autism where you're like, okay, computers and also some level of, like, schizophrenia that makes you think that people are watching you and you want your shit to be more secure, or, like, again, the hubris of wanting to say fuck Netflix.
Yeah.
Do it. It's cool. It's a great time. Try it out.
Look.
See how far you get.
Look, if you stay like just the right height away from the sun, right? Like if you like stay just below like the event horizon of getting burnt up by the sun, you know, you can fly. You can do it. You just gotta ride the tide, man. Just gotta know what you're doing.
Gotta hit those currents.
Exactly. You know, it's like the slingshot maneuver in Interstellar.
This little maneuver is gonna cost us 50, what does he say?
50 years, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Murph!
Murph! And on that note, thank you everybody for listening.
See you, Space Cowboy.
That's the last time you can say that, actually. You're not allowed to say see you, Space Cowboy anymore. We're done talking about cowboy.